Hello, YouTube world. Welcome back to One in a Million. I am so happy to have you here. For those of you who have not met me before, my name is Eunice, and I love talking about all things self-development and self-expression. And today we have a very empowering topic. I believe that this will be very activating for you, as it has been very activating for me to work through these aspects and also come up with a way to talk about it. And we are going into the theme of overcoming jealousy. So this is a very huge topic in my life. Like, I have worked on this for a very long time, and I still continue to learn. And I think that jealousy has more to say about ourselves. It has a lot of lesson that carries for us more than the people that we are jealous of. And so I have always had a love-hate relationship with this topic, but I also feel like I have grown more than I could have ever imagined, because I experienced the discomfort of, feeling jealousy for other people. And I believe for the most part of us, like the bigger part of us, we mostly feel like we want to be better people. Like, we want to be more loving people. We want to celebrate for others when we see them in their success. We want to be happy for others. We want to be good members of the community. We want to be good family members. We want to be good friends. We want to be supportive. We want to show support. But it's this feeling of like, I don't know how to be happy for the other person when I am sitting in my own misery. And so I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that I have learned and I've overcome when it comes to like moving out of jealousy, and some of the shifts, the very big fundamental shifts that I have made that made me understand like the real message there is for me whenever I start to feel jealous of someone. Because it does come, and it does come back. But oftentimes I'm able to tap back into the message that my emotions have for me than getting carried away in, dwelling in feeling sorry for myself. So if you enjoy this video, please give me a like and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And let's dive right in. Also, I want to mention that jealousy happens in two folds. There are actually two different kinds of misalignments that are happening that we need to shift out of to permanently just move out of this from our lives. So I've divided this conversation into two parts. We're going to cover the first part today, and then in the next video we're going to cover part 2. So what happens when we feel jealous and we don't want to feel jealous? Because it's such a miserable feeling. It's a feeling that we don't want to stay in. And for as long as we are jealous, we feel some kind of resentment. We feel frustrated about ourselves. We feel frustrated about the other person. And it's a very, very bad feeling. And for as long as I remember feeling jealous, I felt like it was a very toxic feeling to my body and my system. And so what did I try to do? Well, I just tried not to think about it. I tried not to focus on it. I tried, focusing on something else. I told myself that it was really bad to be jealous, and then I started beating myself up. And what I've learned is that when I try to willpower my jealousy away 10 out of 10 times and 11 out of 10 times, it actually does not work. And the jealousy always comes back. It always feels the same way. It feels in the same intensity. And then eventually I just kind of get frustrated at myself. Like, why can't I stop thinking about it? Why am I such a horrible person? And the feeling always shows up again. It's like, oh, okay, what is this person celebrating now? What just happened for him or her now? Oh, there's always something about this person. They're always celebrating left and right. Things are always like going well for them. They're always walking in sunshine, and look at me, I'm in my misery. Even though I tried to shut out a person and not look at that one person, my jealousy will always find a way to show up again in another way or form. It's going to find something else for me to pay attention to. It's going to find someone else for me to be jealous of. And so it doesn't stop. And so I realized that my jealousy never actually goes away until I sit myself down. I ask myself, like, what's really going on? And I find out, why is my jealousy happening in the first place? What is this feeling trying to communicate with me? And why is it even here? Like, why do I have to experience it? And when I started to sit down and have this conversation and explore within myself, what is this emotion trying to tell me or reveal to me about myself? And so I realized that my jealousy never actually goes away until I sit myself down. I ask myself, like, what's really going on? And I find out, why is my jealousy happening in the first place? What is this feeling trying to communicate with me? And why is it even here? Like, why do I have to experience it? And when I started to sit down and have this conversation and explore within myself, what is this emotion trying to tell me or reveal to me about myself? Then I realized there's actually a lot for me to learn here. And so I want to share with you the number one reason why jealousy is showing up for you in the first place. And my friends, I want to let you know that it is here to tell you a story. It is here to teach you something very valuable about yourself. It's showing up for you because you have at some point abandoned yourself in your life. And by that, I mean, I know it's a very strong word to use, but you probably have abandoned your gifts. You have abandoned your expertise. Maybe you are an expert in something and you chose not to share it, not to shine it. You chose to cover it up. Maybe you're hiding your creative genius. You're hiding your talents. You've abandoned your truths. You have abandoned what you truly feel, your ideas, your innovations, whatever they may be. And a lot of times it sometimes shows up as like other people kind of got to it first, or they expressed it, or they done it, or they launched the project, and it's something that you could have done. Or it could be that other people got to a place in their life or got to a milestone in their life where you thought to yourself, oh, that could have been me. It's actually a sign that you have put your attention outside of yourself instead of focusing inside of you, inside of the substance that you have. So now when your attention is focused on the external world, you're looking at what other people are doing. You're looking at how successful they are. You're looking at how happy that they are. You're looking at how well their life is going. So I noticed this very big distinctive difference when I'm not focusing on my genius. I notice that I feel like I'm holding myself back. I notice that I feel like I doubt myself a lot more, or I'm questioning, whether or not if my gifts are actually good, if people are actually going to appreciate what I have, if people will agree with me, or if I tend to think that I shine too bright, or I talk too loud, or I am, I put myself way out there, if people are going to stop loving me, or if people are going to think that I'm just way too much. So a lot of times there is a lot of overthinking involved, and there's a lot of thinking about, what are people going to think if I own my creative genius? If I, go for the life that I want, if I pursue the things that I'm passionate about, or if I pursue the things that I know is right for me, what is society going to think? Whether if it's anything in my career, anything with my relationship decisions, anything with my family decisions, a lot of times, my fears are surrounded by, what are other people going to think? And then what happens? And then we stop going all out. We stop giving it our best, right? We stop believing in our greatest potential. We stop giving it everything that we have. We could have been giving it our best work. We could have been putting our best foot forward. We could have been putting things together, making mistakes, trial and error, trying things out, finding your own taste, exploring things that you've never tried before, going out of your comfort zone, going out of your territory. And we could even accidentally be making the most epic mistakes that eventually turn out to be the best decisions that we have made in our entire lives. And it could turn out in the most extraordinary way, in the way that we could have never ever imagined. We could never have ever planned. But then what do? We stop ourselves because we doubt ourselves. We second guess our own genius. We stop focusing on ourselves. This is how we stop shining our light, my friends. This is how we hide our genius. When we start to keep our gifts all to ourselves, when we start to think that my gift is not enough, my idea is not original enough, it's not like light bulby enough, it's not epic enough, it's not life-changing enough, we start to think that our genius is no longer really that interesting. We start to think that, there's not much magic in me anyways, so why should I keep focusing on myself? Everything starts to slow down. Everything starts to become a bit more stagnant. Everything in your life starts to feel a little less magical, a little less interesting, a little less juicy. This is when you stop creating your best stuff. And then everything slows down. Everything comes to a stop, right? Eventually, you have nothing else to pay attention to in your life other than the things that are happening outside of you, other than the things that are happening around you. And then what? And then we start focusing on what other people are doing because we're no longer focusing on ourselves. We're no longer in awe. We are no longer inspired by the magic that we carry. And so this is how jealousy happens in the first place. And I want you to know that there is a world out there. There is a reality out there, like just in your reach. It's possible for you. Like, you can have this right now. You could be so immersed in your magic, your gifts, your talents, your ideas, all the projects that you want to start, all the things that you want to do, the life that you want to create, the family that you want to have, the society, the community that you want to build, the movement that you want to start. You could be so immersed in creating that vision and living in that magic that you wouldn't even possibly see what other people are doing because you're so busy carrying it out, giving birth to it, creating it. You're so obsessed with sharing your gifts, your ideas, making those connections that you'll be so delighted in creating your own world that you won't even see what other people are doing. Like, you can't even see them. This is the best part. So if you ask me, Eunice, where do I start? How do I start going about this? How do I start, activating my gifts? The first thing you need to do is to give more attention to your own gifts, the gifts that you bear into the world. And if you don't already know what they are, it's okay, because now you have more reason to find out what they are. You don't have to, it's not something that you have to download online. It's not something that you have to learn from a book. It's something that you inherently know deep inside of yourself. You feel it. You are born with it. There's more of a reason to start now if you don't already know what it is. And for those of you who know what your gifts are, you have more of a reason to tap in and unlock the extent and the magnitude of your gift right now. This is the time for you to tap into it right now. And instantly, when you tap into your gifts, even if you have an inkling of what it is and you start to play along with it, you will instantly feel your creative mode snap on, turn on. It will turn on like a light bulb. It's almost like you will hear like a click in your system that lets you know that you are in the right frequency. Like it sits so right in your body. Your jealousy won't even cross your mind if you're so turned on, you're so connected to your talents, and you start to see all the possible things that you can create from this place forward, from this place of where you are. You can start to see all the things that you can do. And then your vision is going to start coming together. Like you will all see all these pieces like moving together left and right, and you will start to see the whole picture come together. You will have many, many ideas come to you. So now you're giving birth to life. Now you're giving birth to ideas. Now you are creating movements. Now you're one with the momentum of the universe. You're so full of life that you couldn't even be jealous if you tried. Now you're doing the things, you're inspired, you're excited, you're creating new projects, you want to get things done, you're getting people moving, you're asking questions, you're getting out there, you've got momentum, you're building, you're creating, right? Like all these things are taking place. Now your hands are full. Your plate is full. There's no more room for jealousy. There's no more room for, asking yourself like, oh, why do I feel this way? Oh, this person is doing so much better than me. You are so full of life. There's no possible way for you to be jealous, even if you tried. I hope that this video helps you to tap back into your magic and helps you to unlock your potential that is already there, that is probably just disguised as an expression of discomfort. When you look at other people, it reflects to you the potential you have in you. It reflects to you your genius that sits right in you. It reflects to you the happiness, the satisfaction, the fulfillment that you can have when you allow yourself to tap into your genius like the other person did. This is the time for you to feel unleashed, expanded, turned on, and living in the magic of your own creativity. This is possible for you. There's no better feeling in the world. I can promise you that. There's no better feeling than knowing that I am just not bothered by what other people are doing anymore. And knowing that I am just so fulfilled and overjoyed with the things that I am creating, with the things that I am bringing into the world. It honestly feels so good. It feels so satisfying. If you enjoy this video, make sure you look out for my next one, which I will address part 2 of how to dissolve your jealousy once and for all. I know that you guys are really going to enjoy it. And if you loved it, make sure you let me know, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. With that said, thank you guys for tuning in today. So great to have you, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.